everyone. Welcome back to my channel, The Sun, where we're always working towards something greater. Today I wanted to talk about that the moon has been making me feel depressed when it's a full moon a lot of the time. And I wanted to touch base on what I think that this is for other people that are also facing the same thing. If you've been feeling like the full moon is affecting you in ways and making you depressed, it's possible that you might be very affected by the energies of the moon. So with the moon, it affects the tides and the water and the ocean. It's scientific fact that this happens, and we humans are made out of mostly water. Very typical that the moon affects how we feel emotionally. When we look into tarot, the emotions of water are in cups, and that's what is defined in our emotions is the cup suit and water, and the moon affects that water. So we as humans feel this effect very profoundly, and when we feel this effect of the moon, it often can make us feel depressed because the energy is very heightened around this time. And I think partially why this happens is for maybe people that are already feeling down and depressed and fatigued in life. I think that we start to get this feeling of depression and anxiety, especially around the waxing and full moon time, because it's the time when the energy is aligned with movement and things happening. But if you're in a place of anxiety and depression, I think that a lot of the time you just kind of don't want to do things, and you feel fatigue all the time, and you always want to be in that place of a waning moon energy, so that by the time that the full moon comes around and you haven't really accomplished anything and haven't been working towards anything, you get very anxious and depressed because you feel like internally you just know that you haven't accomplished anything, that you haven't worked on anything, and your time has come and your time has run out to achieve the things that you were wanting to accomplish and were wanting to achieve in your life. That is my theory of what the full moon does, and partially why we feel so depressed at that time or anxious at that time of waxing and full moons, is because maybe some of us aren't really in alignment with that energy, and we haven't been doing the things as much that we wanted to do and achieve, and nothing has really changed from when we were in a waning moon phase to work towards our inner purpose and our inner goals. Is nothing was really worked towards and nothing was really accomplished, and so our internal body knows that, and it feels like the time is up, the timer dinged, and there's no more time to work on anything. And so internally you just feel defeated and depressed and anxious because you have no more time. It is my belief on what the full moon has done, because I notice that a lot of the time this is how I feel around a full moon. And I often have to ask myself, what kind of moon phase are we in? Because right now I'm feeling extra anxious, I'm feeling extra depressed, and it's often that I look at the moon phases and find out I am very close to a full moon or right on a full moon when I'm having these extra emotional times. So that is what I think is what's causing it. And I've decided that I am personally going to start working a little bit more with the phases of the moon to help me be more in alignment with that. And maybe it's something that you could consider as well if you're interested in doing as well for yourself, to be more in alignment with this energy of the moon. Because we have times of our internal feelings and our internal schedules of when we feel like the energy of the moon is growing with a waxing moon, and it's time for us to be putting in action and doing things and completing tasks. And when the full moon comes, it's when those things should be completed and we should be celebrating those things. But if we haven't put in any of the actions to do the things, then we might not feel so happy and good about the full moon energy and the full energy that has come to completion and fruition. And then when the waning moon comes, we have a bit more of a balance there, because then we can start moving into the other seasons of our life where we move into a fall and a winter type phase with the waning and new moon. And then when we come back around to waxing and full moons, we have periods of time of spring and summer, time of action of doing things. So by being more in alignment with this energy, we may find a little bit more inner peace. So I hope that this video was helpful. I hope that it explained a little bit more about maybe why you might be feeling some depression and maybe anxiety around these times. And if you are feeling extra, depressed or anxious, pay attention to the moon phases and see if that has anything to do with the times that you're just feeling extra sensitive. And if so, maybe it's a good time and a good way to start looking at your own life and what things aren't getting accomplished that you maybe are wanting to accomplish on a soul level. And maybe you should start also working with the moon phases a little bit more. So I hope that this video was helpful, guys, and I hope that you guys are all having a great day and are reaching for the sun, the stars, the sky above. May life be filled with happiness, light, and love.